Has been the place where dreams come true. Calais beaten Strasbourg in the quarter-finals of the French Cup, then beat Bordeaux incredibly in the semi-finals, and also Lens' incredible run to the semi-finals of the UEFA Cup, putting out Atletico Madrid, Kaiserslautern, Celta Vigo on their way, to name but 3 sides. And all the time, the passionate fans being cited as a reason for those victories. And indeed, the president of Lens has said this evening those 11 Arsenal players will be playing against 40,000 French people. One minor surprise for Arsenal: Freddie Ljungberg starts down the left-hand side rather than Marc Overmars. Arsene Wenger deciding to opt for a slightly more defensive side. Petit is fit after a late fitness test alongside Vieira in the centre of that midfield. Henry returns up front after being suspended for the first leg, and Arsenal really did miss him at Highbury. Many felt they'd wrap the tie up in the first attempt, but just the Dennis Bergkamp goal to show. As for Lens, they can welcome back Valérien Ismaël and José Pierre Fanfan. The centre of defence they were missing from the first leg. Suspended Olivier Dacour was injured, and this is his first match back after injury. What a crucial player he is for Lens, the former Everton man, linked with Leeds now in the centre of the midfield. And watch out for Pascal Nouma up front, the man who scored the emotive goal here which beat Celta Vigo in the quarter-finals. And he's the man on whom Lens hopes rest, certainly from a goal-scoring point of view. Jerry Armstrong's alongside me, and Jerry, you'd have to say first of all the most important thing, and how often do we say this, is that Lens don't concede a goal.
Yes, well, they've conceded the goal at Arsenal. It's going to make it a very, very tight game. There's not a lot to choose between these two teams, although I do think that Arsenal have just got the edge, certainly in international and experienced players. But just listen to the atmosphere here, Dave. They really are going to get behind this Lens team tonight.
And they really can make it a 12th player in many ways. Lens certainly not as technically gifted as Arsenal, but that might not matter. This is Lamine Sacco, the youngster alongside Nouma up front. A good run from Sacco as well. Might drop to Dacour. Bit of early pressure here from Lens. They still can't clear it. Vieira's battling. And Vieira wins the free kick. Has a word with Pascal Nouma. Was exactly the sort of start you'd have expected.
Well, as I said, it's going to be a very tight game. There's not a lot to choose between them. You can see here, Nouma's really kicking in the back of Patrick Vieira. He does well to keep control of his temper, but it's a fantastic start from Lens. They really are applying a lot of pressure early on.
Oh, they kissed and made up. It's the French way. Here's Coudreau. And Lens, their coach Francois Brisson has said that they'll try and play in a crazy way to unsettle Arsenal. Oh, we've certainly seen a bit of that in the opening minute. Lee Dixon, one of 8 Arsenal players who are on yellow cards, and a 3rd booking, or a 5th as far as Martin Keown is concerned, would mean that they'd miss the final were Arsenal to make it. That's Sacco. Sacco again has done well there, and the referee, Senor Garcia Aranda from Spain, unimpressed. And the best first touch from Pierre Fanfan, but he got away with it. There's Niako, the anchor in the midfield. Pierre Fanfan, a much improved performer for Lens this season. Now Franck Coudreau. Was it a foul by Dixon? The referee finds in Brunel's favour. And those experienced heads in this Arsenal defence are going to be tested.
Yes, but I think if there's a more experienced side playing in Europe, I haven't seen it, because this team possesses in the defence Keown and Adams and Dixon, all very experienced players, but they've got to weather the storm.
Coudreau's free kick aimed at Nouma. Ljungberg trying to shovel it clear. Now Charles-Edouard Corridon. And Dacour. felt he should have won a free kick there and inevitably brings Vieira down. Well, he's lucky to get away without a booking there, and I think he's just been given a warning by the Spanish referee.
Well, I tell you now, I've seen Garcia Aranda refereeing before, and they're very fortunate. There could be a couple of yellow cards already.
Silvinho seems to have pretty much taken over from Nigel Winterburn now at left back. And the header by Pierre Fonfon. Bergkamp, who drove here from Amsterdam. The fear of flying prevents him from joining the rest of the squad. Little touch from Sacco. And back to Sacco, and Sacco's found a bit of space. Adams is struggling. Well, he got caught under his feet, and maybe it was a little lack of experience as well. But Lens already have shown what they can do here, and they can put that Arsenal defence under all kinds of pressure, and it was creaking there.
That was a real chance, you're right. His first touch, he only got it about a yard forward. The second touch, he got it stuck right underneath his foot. He really needed to put it 5 or 6 yards in front of him, and he looks like he's got a lot of pace. I'm sure Tony Adams wouldn't have caught him, Dave.
Tony Adams was labouring. Credit to him. And the ball did get caught under Sacco's feet. He got back.
The other one that was interesting was how quickly Keown got round as well to cover.
Forward from Dixon. Pace of Henry. That must be a worry for that Lens defence.
Well, I think they're pleased. This is the opportunity. You can see there, he's just stumbled on the ball. He comes inside, and look at this wonderful cover play from Keown, just coming back to tidy up. But I think Thierry Henry is a form player, isn't he? And they'll welcome him back with open arms.
Here come Lens again. It was a little bit clever from Corridon. Well, trying to be clever anyway. They'll be fairly buoyed by this start. It's Arsenal here, unquestionably the favourites to go through. Header from Ismail. Now Brunel. Challenge from Ray Parler. It's an interesting battle, that Brunel. Charge down the Lens left, up against Ray Parler. I wonder if they'll cancel each other out. And there's Brunel. This time Dixon's trying to deal with him. And ultimately Adams. Now Olivier Dacourt to spread it wide. And now Sikora. And Sikora gamely trying to take on Ljungberg. Oh, that's well done from Bergkamp. It's a little flash of skill. Just hustled to the ground by Corridon. And again, in Spain, that would have been a yellow card.
He'd have booked 3 players by now, definitely. This is a clear, deliberate trip. Bergkamp's knocked the ball way in front, and he's been taken out. There's no doubt in my mind. It's Corridon who brought him down. It should be a yellow card. Very, very lenient refereeing.
From a referee who's not noted for it.
No, absolutely not. But there's a lot of passion in the stadium tonight. They really are getting behind the team. Maybe he's got wrapped up in the atmosphere.
Yeah. Bergkamp's free kick. Had it clear by Sikora. The awful slice was by Corridon, who'd given the free kick away in the first place. Dixon's hopeful long ball for Henry. Might drop a Parler. Well, he didn't really get the direction right, I think you could say that.
No, but he gambled on the knockdown, and he gambled right. He got into the right area. He was under a lot of pressure, and it was a snapshot at the end of the day. But he's a player in the last round who found himself a little bit of form from the goal-scoring point of view and got himself a hat-trick. Very industrious right-sided midfield player.
Yeah, the hat-trick against Werder Bremen. Strong header from Kudru. Forward for Numa to chase this time. Did well to recover. There's Dacourt. Stout challenge from Petit. And he couldn't really feel the atmosphere here, getting behind the Lens players. You begin to understand why Calais have managed to do so well here. Imagine this place full of 38,000 screaming Calais fans, and you get the picture. Now D'accord. Forward by Kudru. This is Lamine Sacco. Well, he needed to try and cut inside, but it still wasn't a bad effort. Seaman happy to fall on it.
Well, he shows good pace. He was fortunate it's gone through the legs of Keown, but Seaman's gathered it very quickly. It's good play, though, from Lens. They really are taking the game to Arsenal. A lot of passion here. Maybe lacking a little bit of quality in certain departments, but plenty of effort, Dave.
They're trying to make up for it with passion, and they're succeeding at the moment. Sikora is chasing. Oh, he's done well there, Eric Sikora. And the foul given. Corridon tried to get around the outside. It was Silvino who clattered it. Bright opening. Still 0-0 after a quarter of an hour here. Last time Arsenal played here in Lens was September 1998. They drew 1-1 then in the Champions League. Late Lens equaliser then as well. Later lost 1-0 at Wembley. And, well, they're refugees for the Champions League this time as well, Arsenal. I'm not sure UEFA would be too pleased if it was, for example, an Arsenal-Galatasaray final. The two teams from the Champions League.
I wouldn't be too pleased if I was a qualifier who had played more rounds, and then obviously teams come from the Champions League. That's a short pass from Dixon.
Well, it was nearly Brunel on the end of it. Seaman did well there.
Oh, he never really got enough purchase on that one, did he?
Good ball in from Numa. And Silvino felt he had no other option to put it behind. And Seaman applauded him. Lens certainly been the better side so far.
I haven't really seen Seaman a full stretch yet, though. That's the thing. They've had a lot of pressure. Maybe that little bit of quality up front is what's lacking for them. But we can't fault them for effort or passion. They've been superb so far.
We'll see what Brunel does with the corner. Inevitable threat is Numa. Also Niarko's in there. Strong header from Keown. And then D'accord couldn't control it.
It's a wonderful leap. I think Seaman might just have got his fist to it, but it's good to have that sort of a defender there. Tony Adams not afraid to put his head in, and obviously Keown exactly the same.
Significant the amount of pressure Arsenal are under, though. Lens are giving it a go, that's for sure. And there's Niarko. Corridon still screaming for it. D'accord, though, brought down by Vieira. It's an interesting old tussle, that in the midfield. Relic of some Premiership battles when D'accord was at Everton. Now Sikora. And it'll just be an Arsenal goal kick.
Pat Rice is coming out to pass on some instructions. Under a little bit of pressure early on, but I'm sure both Pat Rice would have thought that they were going to be under a lot of pressure, as I'm sure Arsene Wenger would have thought as well in these opening stages, but they've weathered the storm so far.
Remember, if Arsenal can grab an away goal, then Lens would need 3. And that's really the motivation for Arsenal for a place in the UEFA Cup final.
I think Arsenal will be happy to get a shot at goal the way it's gone at the moment. Soaking up a lot of pressure.
There's D'accord. Inevitably at the hub of most of the pressure. Well, Sikora was brought down there. And that was another of those challenges that would have been punished in the Spanish league, I feel, by Mr. Garcia Aranda. And had that been the case, then Ljungberg would have missed his next match, whatever that might be.
Well, I gotta say, you know, there's a lot of Arsenal players on yellow cards, and they could end up missing the final if they go through. And I wonder, has there been a little bit of a word in the referee's ear saying, you know, be careful, you know, there's a lot of players here, and it'd be terrible for a player from Arsenal if they did get through, getting a yellow card and missing the final. I would hate to see that happen to any player.
Forward now for Henry, but much too far in front of him. Arsene Wenger said he thinks that yellow cards in the semi-final shouldn't count and should be carried over till the following season, just to stop instances like Roy Keane and Paul Scholes missing the Champions League final last year. But I think it's pretty fair in the UEFA competitions. You have to be booked 3 times to miss the next game. I don't know what you think of that.
Well, I think it's fair myself, but what about somebody who gets a red card? Obviously that's an automatic suspension and they're going to miss the final. It's a very competitive edge here. There's not a lot to choose between the two teams at the moment. Arsenal have that slender 1-goal lead from the first leg.
Maybe Thierry Henry can give them an advantage. Good defending though by Nyarko. Really strong.
Absolutely. Stood up.
Well, the one non-Frenchman in the long side, Alex Nyarko, the Ghanaian. Dixon's throw in easily cleared. Petit's leap. Good run from Parler, now Henry. Parler did very well to battle, and Henry rather skewed the finish.
Well, it's a mistake defensively. Fonfon, Corridor, they've all had chances to clear the ball. They don't really clear it properly. It's a snapshot. He's off balance, Henry, and he doesn't really test the goalkeeper on that occasion. I think Fonfon did enough, just that last desperate lunge, to put him off.
Header forward by Vieira. And again against Dacor, he's winning that particular battle. And finally a touch of the ball for Guillaume Barmuz. Haven't seen much of it in the opening 21 minutes or so. It's been all Lens.
You can't see them sustaining this sort of a pressure for the full 90 minutes. They've done really well. The thing is, when you've got pressure like this and you've got possession and you're creating some chances, you've got to score a goal. And that's what they need now to make this an interesting tie. Lens have got to score a goal.
That would put some pressure on Arsenal. Given away by Petit. And ditto by Sikora. Now Dennis Bergkamp. Chance to run at Lens. And still Dennis Bergkamp. And now Parler. A little fumble from Warmuz. Made a couple of errors against Paris Saint-Germain at the weekend, and I'm not sure his confidence is too high, but at least he stopped it.
Super play from Bergkamp. Great ball in behind the full-back. I think he was caught in between 2 minds whether to shoot or cross it. It's sort of betwixt and between. But good pressure now from Arsenal. Counter-attack coming from Lens. With
Lamine Sacco. Oh, it's well done by Martin Keown. Such a solid performer for Arsenal. Not to mention Everton and Aston Villa as well. It's the youth of Sacco against the experience of Keown there.
I think he's such a good man-for-man marker, though. If you want somebody taken out of a game, keep him quiet, this is the man who can do it. He's quick, he's competitive, and he does a really good job at the centre of this Arsenal defence.
Dacor is going to take the corner. And the header was from Ismail in the end. Didn't worry David Seaman too much. Still, Lens, though, have the upper hand considerably. Still Lens on top. 12 minutes to go until half-time. But they do need a goal to level the tie-up. And Arsenal just need to hang on.
Well, they look as if they've weathered the early 20-25 minutes of Lens pressure. It's a lot more settled. We can actually see Arsenal just starting to string some attacks themselves.
Dacor, Varmuz, Sikora, all trying to encourage this Lens side. Strong challenge from Adams there on Sacco. There's Pascal Numa and Martin Keown. It's one of those games, isn't it?
Like Keown's just letting them know I'm still here, and you can't get rid of me that quick. But they could sustain that pace and the pressure that they had in that opening spell, and as I say, the pace has just dropped a little bit now.
Now Dacor. Cleared by Parler. Nyarko. Sacco trying to be clever there. Picked up by Freddie Ljungberg. Ismail across. T winning the challenge with Sikora. Someone to take command at the moment. Not a foul challenge by Dakor. I think Lundberg might disagree.
I think he's pointing to his shirt and said he pulled my shirt back. There's good little tussles going on throughout the pitch. Good individual challenges and competitions, and this game needs a goal now.
It's the first time Lens have ever got this far in European competition. 40,000 or so fans would love them to go a stage further. And Arsenal are still in control of the tie. Great cross whipped in as well towards Henry. There's a danger from Arsenal. Ray Parler has worked tirelessly so far. Excellent ball whipped in, but Henry unable to get on the end of it.
It's easily the best piece of play from Arsenal. Super link up between this man here, Ray Parler, the hard-working right-sided midfield player, and then that smashing little darting run to the near post from Thierry Henry.
And that will not have done Vormuz's confidence any good. He was lacking any before the game. Numa trying to barrel his way through. It's certainly physical. Oh, great touch by Henry for Bergkamp. Now what can Bergkamp do? 4 Lens players around him. I tell you, it was a width of a post away. Brilliant touch from Thierry Henry, and Bergkamp, the radar just out but nearly finding the corner.
Talking inches, this is easily the best piece of flowing football for me in the game. Super run from Bergkamp, great delivery from Thierry Henry, and that is inches round the outside of the post. And I think he thought it was in, and it couldn't have been much closer than that. Wonderful play from Arsenal.
And Vormuz was definitely beaten as well.
He had no chance. I think he knew when he shaped up. You could see, we both knew, sitting here in the commentary box watching, that he was going to try and curl it in the far post. And I think it was 2 or 3 inches past the far post.
Bergkamp do with a spectacular, notable goal to just boost his own confidence a little. Hasn't quite been on top form this season, and he'll certainly be hoping to be in Holland's starting lineup for Euro 2000 alongside Patrick Kluivert. That's the plan for Bergkamp anyway. Foul given against Kudru on Parler. Eight minutes to go until half-time. Getting into that crucial stage of the game. A goal scored would be a real advantage. Again, Dakor and Vieira. Battle of the 2 number 4s. And they've got a lot of respect for each other as well. Good hard man battle, that.
Oh, absolutely. Takes a good pair to outwit Petit and Vieira in the middle of the park. They've been very solid for a number of years. But they're definitely mixing it with him. Dakor's not afraid to get involved, and it's been a really interesting first half for me. It's just a shame, as I say, that Lens didn't score early on when they had that pressure. I think Arsenal's weathered the storm, and certainly on the counter-attack, the best chances have come from Arsenal.
Forward by Fonfon, and then Niako. Cut out by Silvinho. Which is skill from Henry. Forward again from Niako. Lens throw-in. Greeted with rapturous cheers in the Felix Boer. Eric Sikora, Lens's longest serving player. Dakor. Run from Sacco, still going, Lamin Sacco. Great challenge. There's Numa. And now Bergkamp, Arsenal on the counter-attack. Sought out Parler and found him. It's good play from Bergkamp, gave Parler the option. And then ultimately poor ball from the Dutchman. Now Sikora. Looking for options, really, doesn't seem to have too many. Given away straight to Vieira. Sikora. Now Corridon. Sikora has continued his run. And this is Nyako. Well, an appreciable distance either side. And Lens are 1-0 up there.
It was a good strike, it was from outside the area, but David Seaman, I think, would be very disappointed if he conceded a goal from that sort of range.
His positioning and his handling were impeccable. Clearance by Fanfan. Straight to Silvinho. Now Ljungberg. Quietly industrious down that left-hand side. Lens applying a little bit of pressure. Pressing game. All the way back to Seaman. Here's Bergkamp. Parler inside him if he wants him. Too many passes going astray at the moment. That one hasn't from D'accord. Adams is across though. Parler, it's certainly combative still. Tackles are flying in, and I think that's maybe why the Spanish referee decided not to book anybody.
It's clever play from Ray Parler. He knows exactly what he has to do. He cuts right across Oliver D'accord, and he wins the free kick. But it's a good little flourish at the end here now from Lens. They've had another half chance.
Forward towards Henry. You just always sense that Arsenal are potent on the break with Henry. Kanu on the bench as well. Bergkamp's up there with Henry.
Absolutely, you can see the centre stall out. They absorb a lot of pressure and play on the counter-attack. And as I said earlier, Dave, the best chances have been created by Arsenal on the counter-attack.
And for all their pressure, Lens haven't really created a clear-cut chance. Now Vieira. Silvinho, encouraged to push forward. Ljungberg. It out of nothing. And the boos ring round for the Frenchman, but he has silenced them. Lovely turn, lovely touch, fabulous finish to the far corner. The man in form of the moment, Thierry Henry.
Well, what can you say about this finish? Just what a goal. What a goal. Magnificent comeback goal, I tell you. That is superb. And it's changed this tie completely. One goal, 2 goals is not enough now for Lens. They've got to score 3. Arsenal completely in the driving seat now.
Well, that's Thierry Henry's 8th goal in this UEFA Cup. Or rather, strictly so, it's his 8th goal in Europe. D'accord. It's all about confidence when you're a striker, though. And that's exactly what we saw from Henry there.
Yes, also quality. If you look at Bergkamp and Henry, they've got a lot of quality there. I don't see the same quality up front. A lot of industry.
This is well done by Brunel. And now Sakho. Well, nearly it was a riposte straight away from Lens.
Well, it's a good effort, but again, the point I was making, Sakho, he's rushed to finish. There's no quality there. As I was saying, you'd expect Bergkamp maybe to hit the target or take it down with his left foot and have a strike with his right foot. And that's the difference between the two sides at the moment. A lot of industry from Lens, but a lot of quality from Arsenal.
Ismail missed his header completely there. Now Kudru. A little bit of space here for Lens. Aimed at Sakho again. Numa's in the centre for him. Never got there. Might do this time for Numa! He was aiming for the corner, which is all very admirable, but it was nowhere near.
It's a poor finish again. I mean, he's a choice to take it on his chest and get a finish, and I feel a better quality striker would have either hit the target or he'd have taken it down his chest and then hit the target. And this looks like it's been the difference between the two sides. But you can't fault Lens for effort and commitment. They really are having a go.
We talked about Saka's lack of quality. What a quality ball in it was. Now Sikora. It's always a sign of a good game. Only 1 minute of added time.
It's actually been a great game, but from a neutral point of view, it would have been better if it was Lens that scored the first goal instead of Arsenal. I just feel now Arsenal are total command, and it might be a hill too high to climb for Lens.
These European competitions are really starting to ignite. And might not have been a goal fest so far, but it's the atmosphere and the commitment. It really matters now, the UEFA Cup. And Arsenal certainly represent England's best chance of European silverware. And depending how these do against Galatasaray, it could be their only chance. There's a little bit of delay with the free kick, and a yellow card for, I think it's Silvinho, who's one of the few players on the field who wouldn't miss the next game where he booked. Oh, and Henry! Well, there's the half-time whistle. And he is lamenting the fact he couldn't produce a better first touch. Could have been 2-0.
Absolutely, great opportunity. We're going to see this goal again. Now, this is a wonderful goal. Uses his body well to turn, and when he turns, half turns, what a wonderful finish this is. Top goal corner, no goalkeeper in the world would have saved that. And this is a man who is in form.
Supremely confident. And now Lens need 3 goals in the second half to get to the UEFA Cup final. Arsenal in control at half-time. Well, when Arsenal won the European Cup Winners' Cup in 1994, they beat Paris Saint-Germain in the semi-final. And who knows if they can hold on to their advantage, which they have to be favourites to do. Maybe it bodes well for them again in a final against either Galatasaray or Leeds. But there's still 45 minutes work to be done. And given that Lens had, well, certainly more possession in the first half, they're not down and out yet.
Now, they've given a good account of themselves in the first half in terms of effort and possession, but unfortunately no goals. And I think, just as we said in the first half, that little bit of quality in the final third is what's probably let them down. And a fantastic strike, it's got to be said, from Thierry Henry. But it's set now for Arsenal to defend this 1-goal lead. Well, it's a 2-goal lead over the 2 legs, and then play on the counter-attack, which I think suits them.
Sikora with the throw-in. Means so much to him in particular to take Lens a stage further. Been with the club for his whole career. And a little word from Silvinho, you have to say, was unlucky to be the only player booked in the first half.
Well, we had a little chat about that. There was at least 5 really bad challenges that he could have booked players for, and then to book Silvinho for that, I thought was very unfortunate.
You really do wonder if the referee might be aware of the players who are a yellow card away from suspension. Now Bergkamp. A little touch for D'accord. It's Kedru. And again they've got behind Arsenal. Again it's Sacco. And Mr. Cool, Martin Keown. I think he was trying to chest it back to his goalkeeper, but in the end, behind for a corner.
I think he wanted to chest it back to the goalkeeper or beyond the far post so that it didn't end up in his own goal. But good pressure early on again from Lens. Super ball into the box. No one on the end of it.
Sacco certainly seems to be a better creator than finisher. Dacour's corner easily headed away. This is Kudru. Challenge there by Dixon. 36 years old now, Lee Dixon. Somewhat creaky Arsenal defence now. Well, throw in flicked on towards Corridon. In the end, it's Numa who brings it out. That's Sikora. Keown again. Well, Lens's attitude is impeccable, you have to say. Straight out after half-time, pushing forward again as if the goal had never happened. It's going to be the long throw from Ismail. It's not terribly long. It's Vieira's header clear. It's a corner for Lens, though. The pressure's just building and building. Brunel's corner. Good one as well. The header by Numa. And that wayward ball was from Fonfon. Kudru under pressure from Bergkamp. And Bergkamp has managed to find Petit, who's onside. Chance to finish it, surely. Well, it gets away from him. Well, the whole stadium stopped. Petit looked way offside. He was played on and, well, he really ought to have scored.
He falls over the ball. I don't know why he wants to come inside the goalkeeper on his favourite left foot. All he needs to do is slot it past him and it's game, set and match. But again, you can see the chances that Lens are starting to take, pushing players forward, getting caught in possession, and then Bergkamp's ball put Petit through.
And a second goal for Arsenal, and Lens would need 4.
Absolutely, I think a second goal for Arsenal. You can see here, he's coming inside. It's knocked off his left foot onto his right foot, and eventually the ball's cleared. I think it's by Sakura at the end, but he should really have put it in the back of the net, Dave. Just left foot, stroked it into the net, and it would have been all over.
Well, it's not yet. Sakura. Sacco. I was about to say he's starting to shine with some of the crosses he's been delivering, but we'll gloss over that one for the moment. Here's Bergkamp. Certainly has been shining. Well-timed challenge by Fonfon. Cleared by Sikora. Now Petit, anxious to atone for the miss. Here's Corridon. Brilliant tracking back from Vieira. Corridon dwelt on the ball a moment too long. Great challenge from Dacour, though. So much commitment again. Now Ljungberg. A couple of challenges flying in on Ljungberg there. Well, is this a semi-final by any chance,
well,
Jerry?
absolutely. What would you expect in a semi-final second leg that's so delicately poised from the first leg? And even though they're 2-0 down in aggregate, Lens are really chasing the game. Look at this challenge from Oliver Dacour. He really does go in with a lot of venom. This is tremendous play from Vieira, tracking back. Really is superb play from both sides.
Henry trying to wriggle clear. The only thing that counts against Vieira is the amount of suspensions he has to sit out. 8 bookings in the Premiership this season and 1 sending off.
I think that's why you need squads, Dave, isn't it? Really, you need a big squad. I think that the successful sides in Europe this season have had big squads.
And Arsenal have certainly managed to build one. They've just lost too many games this season. 8 games in the Premiership. Forward by Petit.
Saying that, Deportivo have lost 10 games in the Spanish and they're still 5 points clear at the top.
Well, the Spanish league this year is extraordinary. Onside again, this time it's Thierry Henry. Unlucky. Follow up from Ray Parlour. And Warmoos did ever so well to scramble it behind. Arsenal have now had 2 chances to kill the tie off.
Well, he picks his spot on the right-hand side. He is so unlucky that it clips the bottom of the post. The rebound falls kindly for Ray Parlour. And Thierry Henry can't believe it. Goalkeeper gets back. Everybody gets back. But you can see what they're doing on the counter-attack. They're really opening Lens up.
Parlour's corner. Keown's up there. And eventually, with some relief, Warmoos can clear. You would have expected Thierry Henry to finish that.
I thought it was in when he struck it. He seemed very composed. He slotted it past the goalkeeper. But sometimes you need a little bit of luck, and that wasn't the occasion.
Good ball from Bergkamp. It's time for Ljungberg. Looking for Henry again. That ran out of room. But Arsenal are definitely looking for the second goal.
Yes, soaking up pressure, playing on. I mean, Thierry Henry's got tremendous pace. Parler gets forward, he's got a great engine, he gets forward very quickly. Look at the pace of Thierry Henry here. It's unfortunate he's close to the touch line and it goes out, but again, they're playing what I think is the right setup for them, especially with the scoreline as it is.
Header back by Adams. When you see Thierry Henry in this kind of form, you immediately think of France's chances for Euro 2000, and if he's in form, what they always seem to lack is a striker. Well, they've got a real chance.
No, France always have a real chance. I think Holland are certainly favourites, but I would put France very close behind them, second favourites for me. They've certainly got the squad, the players, the quality, and it's just a question of you've got to get it right over the 3 or 4 weeks of the tournament, and you need a little bit of luck as well.
You see where they do get it right. All on Eurosport, of course. At the moment, though, it's Ray Parler we're watching, and committed challenge by Ismail, trying to get his teammates going. He's been one of the symbols of this UEFA Cup run for Lens, and he had a couple of words there for Kudru, who drifted out of position. Still, Arsenal at the corner, but T's gone across to take it. And Tony Adams himself, the talismanic figure for Arsenal, is forward. That was a good corner, aimed at Adams, but safe catch from Varmuz, who is growing in confidence now. Just need a little bit of luck, de Lens, and he wasn't forthcoming from the linesman's flag. And rightly so. They need something to break for them in front of goal, don't they?
They do, but I think you make your own luck. And as I say, they're going at such a fast pace and furious pace that they can't seem to settle on the ball when they get in that final third, and then as a result of the final pass lets them down or the final shot lets them down. But again, it's been, for me, it's been a smashing game. It really has. I'd just like to see Lens score a goal to make it more interesting.
Yeah, that's certainly what the tie needs, is a spectacle at the moment. There's Numa, taken off him by Vieira. Silvinho. A lovely touch from Petit, little triangle with Bergkamp. Now Henry. Ljungberg. It's normally the pace of Overmars there. Hear the cries of Manu as Petit looking for his options. Well, back to Adams in the end. Arsenal just beginning to establish a rhythm here. That's brilliantly done for Silvinho. Now Bergkamp, excellent play, but he's gonna be hustled out. Goal kick to Lens, but they strung a few passes together there.
Absolutely. I just feel that Arsenal can step it up a gear whenever they want. They really do look such a force. I think it's Kudru who actually forces Bergkamp out at the end, but it's a smashing piece of play. And you think of what they've got on the bench. They've got Kanu, they've got Overmars. I mean, if they put Overmars on and play like this, think of the ball he'll get down this left-hand flank. You've got Kanu, you've got Lushny, they've got such a strong squad.
That's what you need these days. You need 2 players for every position. That's what coaches aim for. Well, even in the French Cup we saw on Eurosport last week, we have Monaco with 3 players at left back, and he didn't look bad. The third, Di Tommaso. That's what you need to be successful. Well,
or you could always play like Calais and take on all comers.
Absolutely, why not? We've seen the French Cup final on Eurosport as well. Calais against Nantes. What a game that's going to be. This isn't bad though. Spiritual home of Calais here at the Félix Boyer. Now Sikora. They just need a goal, Lens. D'accord. It may drop 4. Niaku's going to have another crack. This time on his left foot. This time not on target. Lens are still showing so willing. Still it's Arsenal who are creating the better chances though. Minutes for Lens to try and get something out of this semi-final. A tall order. Arsenal have soaked up the pressure and looked very impressive on the counter-attack. Most impressive when Thierry Henry scored that wonderful goal just before half-time. Arsenal are more than strong favourites now.
Well, they could have and should have made it 2 or 3 with the chance that Petit had, and then Thierry Henry when he hit the post. But I think it'd be a shame if Lens were actually 3-0 down at this stage, because they have put an awful lot of effort into the game. I don't think they have the quality that Arsenal's got in the side, as we said at the outset. Too much quality, certainly in this final third. And here's another chance.
Henry's got free again. Brilliant ball and his pace. Now, can he get the delivery right? Well, he waited too long. Probably should have hit it first time, and he took a couple of touches.
Absolutely, that extra second made all the difference. The defenders got back in. He was trying to pick out Dennis Bergkamp at the far post.
Well, didn't quite come off for him. Now Silvinho. Had their chances, Arsenal, to wrap the whole thing up. That's 3 or 4 now. And really good chances as well. D'accord. It's for Numa. Dixon should be able to clear.
The thing is, in all honesty, I can't, or I'm sure you can't, see Lens scoring 3 goals against this Arsenal defence. And I think Pat Rice is passing on some instructions along with Arsene Wenger to Nwankwo Kanu. Who's your favourite to come off?
Well, there's a couple it could be. You'd have to say maybe Bergkamp is played in towards Sacco. Well, he's not going to throw an extra striker on, so it's got to be Bergkamp or Henry, I suppose. Ball from D'accord. It's going to be a corner for Lens, so Arsene Wenger won't make the substitution just yet. There's a doubles change, Overmars and Kanu coming on. So our expert will tell us who's going to come off.
Well, Overmars was supposed to start the game, and Ljungberg got the nod just ahead of him before kick-off, so I wouldn't mind betting that that's who it is.
Corner to Lens. That's going nowhere. So Ljungberg and who then?
I'd go Bergkamp. Rest some legs. He's in a position that he can rest some legs for the weekend.
We'll see, it's certainly Ljungberg coming off. That's the number 8 up there. And a little blow on the head there for the assistant referee. The old mechanical board. And it is Dennis Bergkamp as well. Jerry, you got it spot on.
I think it's sensible from Arsene Wenger. They're in a good position. He's going to rest some legs. There's also the added pressure that Bergkamp won't get a yellow card now as well, I think, which you've got to take into consideration. And Freddie Ljungberg.
That's definitely behind the substitution as well. And Kanu, what a player to have coming off the bench, not to mention Overmars as well. So much European experience. Now Henry. Immediately a touch for Overmars. Blistering pace now with both Henry and Overmars. Back in towards Petit. Ball from Numa. Substitute Moreira. And away by Vieira. Now Kudry. The neat ball from D'accord. Alex Nyarko. Real spirit here from Lens, but Arsenal still holding very firm. Numa. Away by Dixon, and immediately the counter-attacking threat looms. Here's Kanu. Henry to his right, Overmars to his left. It's Overmars. Great chance to finish it for Overmars. Off the line by Ismail. Another chance for Arsenal to kill the tie, if they haven't already killed it. Another chance for a second anyway.
It's good defending from Ismail, getting back onto the line. As the shot comes in, the goalkeeper's beat and he clears it off the line. But as Lens start to push more and more players forward to get this elusive goal, they're leaving themselves bare at the back.
Especially with Overmars on as well. Parlo just trying to make the angle better for himself. Now Overmars. And Kanu. The agricultural clearance by Ismail. Tony Adams to get across and deal with Numa. Kudru. Niako. Numa. Promising position this for Lens. Played in by Corridor. Chance for Numa! 1-1. They've got the goal they deserved. It might not be enough, but at the moment it's more than enough for these fans. The Phoenix Bayard goes wild. Finally, Arsenal have breached. And Lens probably deserve this.
Well, absolutely, they do deserve it. It's easily their best piece of play as Corridor crosses the ball over the top of Martin Keown. Even though Seaman gets a hand to it, it comes off the surface very fast. I'm pleased for Numa because he's really worked tirelessly throughout this game. And I think they deserved this goal.
And there's still, well, 17 minutes to go.
There's enough time, but I just can't see them getting 2 goals. I think they're going to gamble, they're going to push everything and throw everything forward. But Arsenal's got far too much experience for them, for me, Dave.
Just wonder psychologically sometimes with the chances Arsenal have missed to make it 2-0. Lens could scramble a second, you never know. And Arsenal still strong favourites. Now Henry. Numa was getting a bit emotional then after his goal. Did that against Celta Vigo as well. Here's Kanu though for Arsenal. Batty's calling for it. Batty now has it in towards Henry. Excellent challenge from Ismail.
Well, it's Petit cuts it back, looking for Thierry Henry, and Ismail makes that wonderful challenge.
Another substitution for Lens. To presume it's going to be an attacking one. Silvinho. Who's just throwing everyone forward, the captain. It's definitely been entertaining, even if it's not enough from Lens. Parla. And the foul. And I thought I saw a hand going to a pocket then.
I think he had to book him for that one. It was definitely from behind. It was a late challenge. It's a substitute, Desa Moriera, and I don't think he can have any qualms about that one. That was so deliberate, Dave.
Yeah, it certainly was. Second yellow card of the game then. From Senor Garcia Aranda. Well, what the referee's doing here, waiting for the substitute. And Corridor goes off. Will be replaced by Bruno Rodriguez, the former Paris Saint-Germain player. Scored against his old club at the weekend as well. Really likes to put himself about. An aggressive-looking character, Bruno Rodriguez, I always think. You'll find another one in Martin Keown. Kudru diving in there.
Well, you got to take a hat off to Francois Brisson because he's taking a calculated risk. He knows at 1-1 it's no good to them. They've got to score another 2 goals. And he's made the substitution. Rodriguez, he's taking a gamble. Good luck to him.
Yeah, definitely. Although Arsenal are still looking the stronger. Petit's free kick. Kanu nearly on the end of it. He looked a certainty to score at one point. He was just being held a little off balance. Still 2-1 to Arsenal in aggregate. The substitution there for Arsene Wenger. Gilles Grimondi coming on to replace Thierry Henry, Arsenal's goal scorer. Arsenal won their last 7 matches in a great vein of form. And, well, they were odds on to win their 8th in a row. They were cruising 1-0 up. Suddenly there's a seed of doubt here.
Yeah, there is, but they still need to score 2 goals, and I think Arsenal know that. And Wenger's brought in Grimondi. They add a little bit more steel in the middle of the park, keeping it tight. Going to play one up front.
And still it's Overmars and Kanu anyway.
Well,
so
Overmars will come back in the middle of the park, but he's so quick. He'll certainly support him.
Yeah, who's worrying? Well, Thierry Henry substituted. 10 minutes to go. What a contribution he's made. Fantastic goal and nearly maybe should have had a second when he hit the post. But he's definitely a player in fine form at the moment. It drops to Nyarko, ricochets, onside, Numa! Well, how did he miss? A golden opportunity to make it 2-1 and give Lens hope. And maybe hope just drifted wide of the left-hand post.
Well, I thought he was offside, Dave, originally, but the linesman's flag stayed down. Let's have a look. He's onside. You can see here, there's a deflection. He's onside. This is a great chance. It really is. And I think that's what's let them down tonight, certainly in the first half. That little bit of quality in front of goal in that final third. And that would have been really interesting had they brought it back to 2-1.
Well, he seemed an absolute certainty to score that. And maybe just panicked and pulled his shot at the last minute. What a finish we would have had if he'd scored that.
He should have scored. He's got to score from that position in a game of this magnitude.
Well, he didn't. And still forward come Lens with Sikora. Silvino to bring it clear. Lensar leaving themselves stretched at the back. Overmars. Bags of space for Parler. With Kanu on the outside, but Parler going alone. He's quietly had a very good game, Ray Parler.
His work rate's phenomenal. He really does get it through a lot of work on the right-hand side, and that was a good finish at the end of it. But he's one of the unsung heroes for Arsenal for me.
D'accord. He's just unlucky he's not left-footed. He'd about 40 England caps by now. Still D'accord. Nyarko battling, spread wide by Numa. And Sacco a little weary, I think. And the throw-in for Arsenal.
I think the tiredness, you could see, concentration. He took his eye off the ball. It was an easy take as well. And suddenly they've lost possession. But they've done that quite a few times tonight, particularly in the first half, giving the ball away. Worked tremendously hard to get it back, and then give it away too easy for me.
So I think Sacco looks a bright spark for the future, though. Only 22 years old, 6 goals in the French league this year. And maybe just needs to get a bit more cynicism about his game.
Certainly got a bit of pace about his game, I know that, and tremendous attitude.
Now Silvino. He's very cultured at the moment. At least Arsene Wenger looks to replace one of the 4 in that famous defence. Foul on Rodriguez, was it? No, committed by Parler.
Time waits for no man, Dave, and I think he knew there was time that he had to start making some changes, but you've got to find the quality, and I know they've been scouring Europe and the world looking for replacements.
It's pretty hard to replace the irreplaceable. Fantastic back 4. Where are they going to find a centre-back as good as Tony Adams? Maybe Liam Brady's got one hidden away at the youth academy. Now Sikora. Getting increasingly desperate from Lens. Kanu. Does make you think, though, Jerry, the chances Arsenal have had and missed,
yes.
And then had Numa finished, then
yes.
They're Lens for a goal away from going through. Well,
if you remember the game last year here in the Champions League, it's finished 1-1. Arsenal had a load of chances to finish it off, and they didn't. But it's not so much importance about it now. I think even at 1-1, they'll be very happy to go away with a 1-1 result today. It takes them through to the final. And here's a chance.
Well, the ball from Petit, and Overmars is onside. It's Overmars against Vamos, squares it for Kanu, surely. And Arsenal are into the final of the UEFA Cup. Again, the offside trap was sprung. This time, Overmars took advantage, slipped it to Kanu. Henry and Kanu are the heroes, and brave Lens have to go out. But Arsenal, well, quality told.
Absolutely. And Overmars, the man we said with that burst of pace, I think, to be fair, Lawrence had gambled. They'd pushed a lot of players forward. There was at least 5 players forward at that last attack. Only Ishmael gets back. It's an easy tap in at the end for Kanu. And I think Arsenal, on the amount of opportunities they've had so far tonight, deserve that. And you can see the reaction from Francois Brisson.
Francois Brisson will still be proud of what his side have done, though. He's definitely given it their all. You remember in the first leg, Pascal Numa's effort right at the end, they hit the crossbar, and well, maybe therein lay the tie. I know it was a tap-in for Kanu, but he still manages to make those look good, doesn't he?
He's got a lot of elegance about him and quality for a big guy. Saying about quality, he's just giving the ball away.
I think he was thinking of the final there. Moreira, the substitute. Lens will keep going to the last. I suppose for them now the aim is just not to get beaten. Ismail.
Can't help thinking after the chance that Numa missed. The writing was on the wall then, and it's just not going to be their day in terms of getting a draw even out of the game.
It's going to be a run out for Joseph Desiré Job, the Cameroon international, looks like. Saw him walk across in front of the picture. And having run his socks off, maybe it'll be Pascal Numa to get an ovation. Maybe that's the idea from Brisson. It's a shame it was Numa of all people to miss the chance, actually. At least he's got a goal to remember, though. Now Dacour. Headed back across, challenge from Petit. That's Ismail. Well, it is going to be Pascal Numa. Joseph Desiré Job coming on. Well, it's a pretty lukewarm reception for Numa.
Well, he's worked hard. I mean, to be fair, he's worked hard. It's a pity, as you say, he's just missed that good chance about 5 or 6 minutes ago. But I can't say that Job's going to make any difference to the result of this game.
Pascal Numa is an emotional man. Seen the pictures when he scored the winner against Celta Vigo and he broke down in tears while the game was still going on. He looks on the verge of it again, this time for different reasons. I can't see that Joseph Desiré Job's going to make any difference, as you say, Jerry. Never really impresses me when I see him, to be honest. Looks a bit lightweight. Now Kanu certainly isn't lightweight. Support streaming up on the left-hand side in the shape of Silvinho. Approaching the 90 minutes. Arsenal look to be safely in the UEFA Cup final, given they're probably going to play Galatasaray. What do you reckon of their chances?
Tell you what, Galatasaray are a good side. I mean, I'm disappointed actually it's going to be Arsenal and Galatasaray, because they're both sides that have been eliminated from the Champions League and they've gone through to the final, which is more of a consolation prize for them. But they're a good side. We commentated on them, we watched them play Mallorca, and I was very impressed with Galatasaray then. Mallorca had never lost at home in any European competition, and they did a real job on them. They're a good side. It's going to be a really tight game. It's who wants it the most and who gets the luck on the day. But I think there'll be a lot of Turkish and a lot of English fans heading for Denmark in the not too distant future.
Yeah, the most important thing is that it's a good spirited final.
I think we all want that.
3 minutes to play, and Lens maybe just to try and get a draw out of the game on the night. You mentioned the quality of Galatasaray. Arsenal have got quality of their own, and particularly Suka's recovered from his injury, the options on the bench and the starting players up front. It's pretty mouth-watering.
Well, they've got so many options. I mean, they are a good side. When you've got quality like Kanu and Overmars sitting on the bench, and Grimaldi and Lushny, I mean, it makes a big difference.
And they've got more than enough in midfield to cope with Haji. It'll be a fascinating battle. David Seaman preparing to take the free kick. of people thought that Thierry Henry was a real risk from Arsene Wenger when he signed him, but I think he knew him as a player from Monaco, and he's turned out to be real quality.
I think he's been a fantastic replacement for Nicolas Anelka, and you know, pacey, started off in the flank, now moved into the middle, getting a lot of goals. His confidence is growing, his stature's growing. I think Arsenal must be very, very pleased with the season he's having so far, and who's to say it won't end with a cup at the end of the day.
Now, Silvinho's free kick. Kanu. Only seconds to go now. Here's Niarko. Emotion on the faces of these Lens players. Just going through the last rites, really. Arsenal will look forward to the final in Copenhagen, as last time they won a European trophy, the Cup Winners' Cup in 1994, was in Copenhagen. 1-0 win over Parma. Alan Smith's fabulous goal, you may remember. Days of Thomas Brolin as well.
Yeah. Maybe that's a lucky omen for Arsenal.
Well, they've already had the beating the French side in the semi-finals.
That's right, Paris Saint-Germain.
Final in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Could be their year, who knows. Well, there's the final whistle anyway from Jose Garcia Aranda. Professional performance from Arsenal, passionate one from Lens. And Arsenal's superior technique, as well as a fair amount of application, won them the game in the end.
Certainly in the final third. I think that was the most disappointing aspect from Lens' point of view, although this is a good goal and probably the best piece of play from Lens. But for me, it's the right result. It could have been a lot more, but Arsenal have earned their place in the final.
In the final, they'll be